Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
All right, so my name is Christian Awon.
My name is Jordan Shelley.
Hi guys, I'm Moxon Glosson.
I'm Navarre Solomon.
I'm Kinley Stansel.
I'm Kimberly Smith.
I'm Wesley Price.
I mean, I'm a big baseball guy, and the Braves have started out 7-10, and I've been completely appalled at what we've been doing so far. But I don't know, especially Navarre and Wesley. I don't know how much y'all follow baseball, but we look really terrible right now. But the good thing is, Hawks are probably going to the playoffs, right?
Let's hope.
Well, Moxon, I may surprise you, but I actually do know a lot about baseball. I have two cousins playing in college right now. One plays for Georgia and one plays for Georgia Gannett. But yeah, the Braves are doing pretty awful. I really don't know what else to say other than that. I think last year when we came so close to winning the big title, it kind of broke my heart. And then I kind of felt better when Freddie Freeman won MVP. But I don't really want to say we have a long season ahead of us. Hopefully there's room for improvement. But as of right now, I'm kind of like, okay, let's get started here.
Yeah, the slowest start we've had in probably 4 years has been going on at the beginning of this season. Good thing is, not 60 games this season. There are fans in the seats. I got to go to a Braves game last weekend. It was amazing. I caught a foul ball off Dansby Swanson. It was awesome. So it was just really cool to see. Players' attitudes you can see in their faces have changed. And it doesn't just go for baseball. It goes for all the sports that are allowing fans. You can kind of see there's just more excitement. Even if you're at like 25% capacity or less, there's still fans. And that's all the players really care about when it comes to being excited and knowing that there's eyes on them and they want to impress their home crowd. So
yeah, I definitely feel like that was like the energy last year because it was completely empty and they had like the fake noise in the background of people cheering.
Oh gosh, that was awful.
It just didn't seem legitimate to me. And so I'm glad now that even I saw the pictures of opening day and it was absolutely beautiful and the fans were there and everyone was excited. And so it definitely brought a little bit of normal life back to me, just seeing it and oh yeah, people can go to baseball games now and stuff. So
right. Yeah, fans are the ones that make the game, and without them, I'm there is no game.
I mean, but is that necessary though? I think it's very much not necessary for people to be at football games and concerts and stuff like this at this time still. We're never going to go back to a sense of normalcy, and just to pretend that we are is kind of ignorant in a sense as well. So I still don't think that we should be going back to entertainment events because it's not a necessity, and y'all could still play a game without a fan base and it'll be fine. I don't think it's worth it at all.
I'm more saying, I'm more saying, of course, the Brave Stadium took a lot of precautions of health. They wiped the seats down after every game. They did airplane levels of cleanliness after every game. So I felt it was okay going in there. I was like, okay, they had advertised before. That's why everyone, I think, was okay with going there. But what I'm saying is it's just more exciting if there's people in the stands cheering. So it makes things a little bit differently, or not differently. It makes things just a little bit more, I don't know, engaging because fans are a really big part, and I think we kind of took it for granted how big a part fans play in games in any sport. Last year when we were like, oh man, okay, no fans. Now it's kind of quiet. It was really weird. And what's funny now it's the energy, Professor. What's funny now is it's the Rangers Stadium in Texas went back to full capacity about a week ago. And it was weird to see fans in the stands because it's been so long since we've seen something like that, So I was just I was watching a replay on a home run that Joey Gallo hit in the Rangers Stadium. I was like, oh my gosh, there's fans in the stands. It's interesting. It's a change.
Yeah, I just still don't think it's worth it. But I understand what you're saying, but that shouldn't be
Yeah,
happening at all.
I understand your point, Kim. Like also like when it comes like to concerts and stuff, like I'm very adamant because I mean I love music, I love going to concerts, but I'm very still kind of like on the fence of like, I don't really think, it's really worth it right now. But I do understand, like, yes, like, it is the energy, it is the fact that it is weird that we haven't had fans in the stands in a very long time. So I understand where you both y'all coming from.
I mean, I don't know really how like important it is to y'all, but I guess a couple of days ago I've seen Kobe Bryant's and his wife anniversary was 2 days ago, I think. And his wife kind of was on Twitter and she like shared she made a video kind of like their marriage throughout the years and kind of like his career. And I don't know, it was real like I don't know, it kind of made me feel sad, remembering that Kobe passed away, but how he had like such a beautiful family. And I kind of was just looking at some interviews and thinking about what really Kobe mentality was, and I like realized it wasn't just something on the court; it's something that he lived off the court as well. Um, for example, I seen an interview and he was talking about how he would get up at like 5 and 6 in the morning to go work out and get back, go shower in time to take his daughter to school. And he said after he dropped her off at school, he would go back, eat breakfast, and do another workout. And he said he would and this is obviously during the off season. He said he would chill after that second workout, then be back time to go pick his daughter up from school. And I'm like, why is someone like this, doing all this? Like he could easily just have, someone go pick his daughter up from school, take her to school, but it's Kobe and Kobe mentality. He was very close to his family. So I guess seeing that kind of just, brought a little soft spot out for me. So
It's still crazy to me that like that's someone I looked up to, and a whole bunch of people did, and it's just like still mind-boggling to think that he's gone. Still, like I saw like some highlights. I was watching some highlights, on Sports Center, and I was just like, man, like he's gone. Like this living legend is gone. It's really weird to me because, and maybe I'm just wrong, but I feel like all legends kind of die young. Like these people who have made their mark, I feel like are just gone and just like that, like before you know it.
Yeah, the only like really two times I've been absolutely shocked by people's death is Kobe's and then Chadwick Boseman, who's in Black Panther, because I'm a big Marvel fan. And that was like just like reading it and seeing it on the news and be like, is this real? Because sometimes you see stuff, people say someone died and they didn't or whatever. And so it's kind of crazy that these guys who are such great people with charity and their families and had all the support and love, just, it's almost like they just vanished almost. And so it's kind of crazy that, but that's a part of life a
Yeah,
little bit.
especially with Chadwick, man. Like that, when I heard that, I was just like, man. Because especially too, because I was waiting. We were all, well, I don't know but I was waiting on like Black Panther 2. Like we were all like kind of like on the cusp of, okay, we coming back, like Wakanda, and then that happened. I was just like, man. But with Chadwick, I've always admired that. It's crazy because no one even knew that he even like had cancer, and he was over here filming movies and doing all types of stuff, and nobody knew. And he kept the diversity, and he kept, being strong for not only himself but also his family and and people on set and everything. So that's something I've always admired.
Yeah, that's what I respect about. I mean, that's what I respect about Chadwick the most, because not only him being an incredible actor. I don't know. I think the last movie he did was 21 Bridges, and I went and saw that. Really, really good movie. But just the fact that he like kept his composure filming all these movies, knowing that, hey, maybe I might not live much longer. I always respect people that are diagnosed with a terminal illness, and Chadwick, one of the most famous actors of our time, and just the way he kept his composure is amazing. And going back to Kobe, I think I think that like the generation before us, they always say, we'll always remember where we were in 9/11, right? I think we'll all remember where we were when we heard that Kobe had passed away. I was fishing with my brother, and I saw the TMZ, that awful TMZ, early premature TMZ post that they did. I was like, that's a joke. I think my mom sent it to me. She's like, this can't be real, right? Because we hadn't seen it anywhere else. And then they all started all the stories started popping up. I was like, are you kidding me? Because Kobe was just probably my favorite player when I was little. I mean, he was just awesome. Kobe, LeBron and Dwayne Wade, all those guys were just, Kobe was one of those where I was like, I'm not even a big basketball guy, but I loved watching those guys play, so.
Yeah, I remember I was, in my basement, like literally about to play 2K, and then I saw the post and I was like, nah, it ain't real, man, no. Like, there's no way. And then like that's when like the tweets started flooding in and like more stuff started coming in. I was like that. That was truly a shocker for me because like no one was expecting it. And then just the way it happened, it's just like how? Like that was like the number one question was like how? Like what? But yeah,
For me, I didn't believe it for like a day or two. Like even though it was still a lot of tweets and a lot of people posting on Instagram, RIP Kobe, this happened. I didn't believe it for like, I think it was like 2 days. Like my dad was sending me stuff and he was even calling me. He was like, yeah, you don't believe he died? I was like, no, there's no way. Like I'm over here thinking, Kobe's invincible. I'm like, nah, there's no way Kobe died. He's probably just, very injured, but it took me a while to actually believe that Kobe had passed away. And I was like, wow, like it was so tragic to me because Kobe probably all time is like my second favorite player, LeBron being first. And I'm like, if I felt like this with Kobe, just like I'm not ready for LeBron's day to go. Like those two right there are kind of like my most influential sports players just because what they do on and off the court. So it's like I try to model my game after theirs, kind of having that Mamba mentality off the court. They both do great things. Like LeBron had the school in Akron, Ohio, where he gave kids free tuition and just things like that. And I'm like, wow, like one of my greatest influencers is really gone. So that it took me a while to process it.
Like Kaga, like you were saying with him traveling for his daughter and stuff, that's one of the sadder things, like when you hear like the full story, because he had an interview and he talked about why he decided to use like helicopters as a mode of transportation and stuff like that for his family, and just just to see how family oriented he was and just who he was as a person. Just sad to see someone like that go. And then even though it still doesn't feel real, like you were saying, I think literally yesterday or 2 days ago, his contract with Nike dissolved. His wife dissolved his contract with Nike because they said at the time of his death, he didn't even want to, he didn't want to stay signed to Nike. He wanted to open up his own shoe brand and do that. So, I mean, hopefully we can look forward to that, like as a part of his legacy as well. And, just keep, his legacy alive.
So anything else you guys want to bring up while we're still here?
Like, so, like, how do y'all feel about vaccinations and stuff, like as they're trying to make them more needed in different situations, and potentially not Reinhardt hasn't did it, but like for example, like Morehouse and Clark in Atlanta have made it mandatory to get vaccinated for school. So I was going to ask y'all how y'all feel about that.
I'm getting my second vaccine shot this Friday. I'm very much in the boat of everybody should get their vaccines. It should be required, mandated for kids to get their vaccines before they go back into school. I think it's unacceptable for people not to get their vaccine. I understand the hesitation for it, but it's more like you have to think about others before you think about yourself. We have to take this vaccine in order for everything to go back to a new sense of normalcy. So I think that, yeah, it should be required for everybody to get their vaccine before they go back to school.
Let me ask you a question. So you feel like it's needed, but even though it doesn't guarantee that you like won't get it, like, do you understand that's part of the hesitation like about it? And plus they say like you're gonna have to continuously get it, the vaccine. Because
yeah,
like
but
you have to get your second one. They said you're gonna have to get like a third one within the year and stuff like that.
But it's better than nothing. That's like saying that, should I just wait out this flu or take some flu medicine? Other vaccines don't require, like the flu, you get the flu right after you get the flu vaccine. Other vaccines also don't have the same percentage. So I think that should at least be the case for schools. It's like when you take your measles and mumps, you might as well just go to the doctor and get your COVID vaccine just to help
I
yourself
think
and other
like
people.
I think like part of it is like also like I was very hesitant at first because again I just really didn't know much about it, and then you have people from the media like, oh, like they're injecting you with the virus, like, oh, like they're not really protecting you, they're you guys are guinea pigs and all this type of stuff. So I tried to like really try to learn more about it and actually do my research before like I just went ahead and did it. But I've already got my shot and everything like that, so I go for my second dose I think next week. So yeah, but I totally agree with you, Kim.
I think Walter May sent out an email, I'm pretty sure, whether yesterday or a day ago, that it's highly, not required, but highly encouraged to get the vaccine before coming back in the fall. So I think that, it's your personal choice, and, hopefully you will get it. I'm getting my first one next week, so pretty excited about that. But you can't force people to do something that they don't want to do. And I think with time, with more and more, I know that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine got stopped and people were pretty upset about that because, if you got that one, it was kind of like, whoa, crap, what is this going to do to me? So I think with a little bit more time and I think a little more work and science, that people will see that they need to get vaccinated.
All right, well thank y'all for having this conversation with me. It's been great. Any last words you guys want to say before we head out?
Nope. Just thanks everybody. And go ahead, Cam.
Go watch the new Marvel movie with the Asian superhero Shang-Chi. I was gonna bring that up. We didn't have time, but yeah, go support Asian media.
For sure. All right, guys, so I'm gonna wrap up here. So again, thank you for watching the Are You Eagle Nest? My name is Christian Awang.
My name's Jordan Shelley.
I'm Moxon Glosson.
I'm Navaria Solomon.
I'm Kinley Stansel.
Kimberly Smith.
And I'm Wesley Price.
And that's a wrap.
Cool.
Thank you so much for watching.